So now we're adding a fraction to a mixed number, but this time when we add our fractions together, we'll get a total of more than one whole, so we'll get an improper fraction, which means we'll need to change that back into a mixed number to add it to our whole number before we get our answer. So first we have 1 2/5 plus 3/4. To add fractions, we need the denominators to be the same, and the lowest common multiple of 5 and 4 is 20. So we can find equivalent fractions to 2/5 and 3/4, which both have a denominator of 20. 5 times 4 is 20, 2 times 4 is 8, 4 times 5 is 20, 3 times 5 is 15. So instead of 1 2/5, we can write 1 8/20 because that's equivalent, and instead of adding 3/4, we can add 15/20. So now we still have our one whole. The denominator stays the same when we add fractions, but 8 plus 15 is 23. So we have 1 plus 23/20. Now it's really important to understand that we can't write 1 23/20 as our answer, because we can't have an improper fraction in a mixed number. We can't have a fraction where the numerator is larger than the denominator in a mixed number. So instead we can write 1 plus 1 3/20. 23 over 20 is the same as 1 3 over 20, because 1 times 20 is 20 plus 3 is 23, or because 23 divided by 20 is 1 remainder 3, and the denominator stays the same. So now 1 plus 1 is 2, and the 3/20 stays the same, so that gives us our answer 2 3/20. Now we have 2 1/2 plus 4/5. So we need a common multiple of 2 and 5 so that our fractions have the same denominator. 10 is in both the 2 and the 5 times table, so let's find equivalent fractions with a denominator of 10. 2 times 5 is 10, 1 times 5 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 4 times 2 is 8. So instead of 2 1/2, we can write 2 5/10 because 5/10 is equivalent to 1/2, and instead of adding 4/5, we can add 8/10. So now we have two wholes, but when we add our fractions, the denominator stays the same, and 5 plus 8 is 13, so that's 13/10. But again, we can't write 2 13/10 as our answer because we can't have an improper fraction in a mixed number. So we need to change 13/10 into a mixed number before we add the two wholes. So we can rewrite this as 2 plus 1 3/10. 1 3/10 is the same as 13/10 because 1 times 10 is 10, plus 3 is 13, or because 13 divided by 10 is 1 remainder 3, and the denominator stays the same. So 2 plus 1 is 3, and we have 3/10, so that's 3 3/10 as our answer. So let's show the fraction bars to see what we did here. We started with 1 2/5, and we were adding 3/4. But we changed those 2/5 into 8/20 and the 3/4 into 15/20. So our denominators were the same, so we could put the fractions together. But that gave us a total of 23/20, and we knew that we couldn't write 1 23/20 as our answer because we can't have an improper fraction in a mixed number. So instead of 23/20, we changed that to 1 3/20, and putting that together with the one whole that we started with gave us 2 3/20 as our answer. Then for this question, we had 2½ and we were adding 4/5. We changed the half into 5/10 and the 4/5 into 8/10, so we could add our fractions together, but that gave us 13/10. We couldn't write 2 and 13/10 as our answer, so we changed these 13/10 into 1 whole and 3/10, and putting that together with the 2 wholes that we started with gave us our answer 3 3/10. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that was helpful. If you're a teacher or a parent, then please subscribe or go to keystage2maths.com to download resources for this lesson and many more. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.